Only on the KBL Sports Network.
Man, these Penguin Pro Shops are like hockey heaven for Penguin fans. So many great items to choose from. We're going to make it easy for you tonight because we're going to bring the Pro Shops right to your home. Just call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for these special deals. Order the Legacy Line blue hockey jersey, circa 1968, just like the one worn by such players as John Pronovo and Michel Briere. It's a pro-cut and sized jersey with the old-time lace front and original logo crest. Size is 44, 48, or 52. The price is $59.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. That's the Legacy Line blue hockey jersey. Also available, the Mario Lemieux The Magnificent One video, the inspiring story of Mario's career from Pee Wee hockey through the 93-94 season. 60 minutes of rare vintage footage, just $14.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Plus, order tonight and receive a free Portrait of Courage video, the exciting highlights from the Penguins' 92-93 season, absolutely free. Both tapes just $14.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Call 1-800-8-GO-PENS.
The boards walked in, beat Mark Bureau, went down, and then slammed it by John Casey for his 16th playoff goal. And again, the Penguins scored at 2:36 on a rebound play. Ronnie Francis being pulled down as he let the shot go. Got his fifth of the playoffs to make it 2-0. Mario Lemieux at 2:58, set up by Mark Recchi and Larry Murphy. Murphy had shot it in, and the wrecking ball got it over to Lemieux, and he jammed it home to make it 3-0 Pittsburgh. But the North Star got a goal late in the first period at 18:22. Gagne from Bellows and Dahlen. And Gagne just got to that loose puck in the front of the net, and he gets a lot of goals from that area to score, and he beat goaltender Tom Barrasso.
You know, look at that replay again, Mike. Gordy Roberts took Bellows, and when Samuelson saw Gordy Roberts in trouble, he went over to take Bellows also and forgot about Gagne. And then Gagne just was kind of lucky to get the bounce there and jumped in there and scored the goal, and nobody was watching him. That's why he was able to score. Samuelson in the penalty box. Samuelson went out for holding at 18:38, and the North Stars have 38 seconds to work with here in a power play to begin the second period. The shots in the first period, another high total, 14 for the North Stars, 13 for the Penguins, with scoring chances. And Casey watches the Penguins shoot it up into the North Stars end to begin the second period. That'll kill some valuable time on that clock. Neil Broughton cruising through. Up the alley to Brian Bellows. Gains the Penguin line, but lost the puck to Randy Gillen, and he'll dump it off the boards into Minnesota territory to take the heat out of a hot kitchen. 15 seconds to go in the Samuelson penalty. Broughton slowly quarterbacks the power play as he rushes up to the Penguin line. Get across that line to the right wing corner. Coming the puck to Gagne. Put it behind the net for Bellows, but he can't get it. Lemieux's just on, and he shoots it up ice, and that'll do it. So the North Stars will be 0-4-2 on the power play. Penguins lead 3-1. Tenorti here in the second period. Winded up and down the right wing board by Bellows, and it hops into Penguin real estate. The North Stars are now 1 for 21 in the series. Out the center comes to Bork, off a defenseman. Bork walks in alone by himself, and a Casey shoot. He missed the net. He just simply missed the net. He tried to go to the glove hand side down low, and I think he just missed the net. I don't think Casey got a part of it at all. Bork got a break there as the puck bounced right to him. Lemieux centers it one right by everybody. Right point. Murphy fires it back. A hit to Tenorti, who gave his body up. Murphy again holds it in with a good play, but he gave it away this time to Bobby Smith at 3-on-2. For the North Stars, swinging wide, Penguins in. They slow it down. It comes to Bellows. He'll wrist it towards the net, and Barrasso stops that play. Now Phil Bork. A big opportunity for the Penguins cutting in, and I think he tried to go the glove hand side of John Casey down low, and he just missed the net. Talked to Brian Trottier today about what the Penguins need to do. He said it's not really that difficult, Mike. He said it's just pretty simple. We've just got to execute better. We've got the people here. We've done it all year long. And he said you just don't want to think about when things are going wrong. Just think about the good things and how you can do it. And he shoots it. And he gave me an example. When I get time, I'll talk about that. And it has a familiar ring to what happened to Phil Bork there just a moment ago. Here's Ronnie Francis, belted by Gavin around the boards, throwing the Penguins in. Chambers in deep. They send those defensemen in again. Around behind the net, it will go by Dahlen. Into the near corner for Rolf Samuelson. Joe Mullen, look out, he had his head down, but the Penguins unable to clear, and Grant Jennings banking around the board. Stevens trying to whack it up the wood and out of the zone. He can't do it. Dahlen again. Hand pass will be called if he touches it. No, he did not, and up with the puck will be Grant Jennings. It was a hand pass, and around the near board, Broughton Shoot it towards the net, but Francis corrals it in front of his own goal. Slides it up the boards for Kevin Stevens. He's flying tonight. Stevens on the left wing, cutting for the net. He shoots it, and he missed on the short side. Around to the right point, Larry Murphy. Murphy's pass right to a North Star. Here they come. Broughton has Modano. Modano cuts in, and he makes a play back, and he dropped it to nobody. Mike Modano not too creative on that play. He tried to look for a trailer, but he couldn't find anybody, and the Penguins shoot it up the center to Kevin Stevens. Off in the pass to Larry Murphy. Breaks into the North Star zone for Pittsburgh. Down to Mullen, turning, trying to shoot it. He's knocked down. No penalty called there. Modano just hooked him and knocked him off his skate. Modano back on the attack. Giving the puck to Dave Gagne. Gagne crisscross. Leaving the biscuit for Brian Propp. He's into the Penguins in. Offside. Gagne way in on the left wing. Way up on the left wing.
And Gagne just shot the puck into the open net. Barrasso wants to hit Gagne with the puck, but he's thinking better of it right now.
17-14 left here in the second period. 3-1 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Vision, your exclusive television source for 12 of the Penguins' top matchups this season. Purchase the full 12-game package from your local cable company, and you'll get the Stanley Cup champion New York Rangers, Wayne Gretzky's LA Kings, the Bruins, Canadiens, Devils, and more. The Pens' best games, live and commercial-free. Full-season subscribers also get a special discount price on any Penn Vision playoff games. Penn Vision is a snap to order. Just pick up a phone and call your cable company today.
Roberts with a long lead pass all the way out to the red line. For Kevin Stevens, he found Larry Murphy cutting through the neutral zone. Murphy kind of pulled up, threw it over to Mullen. Mullen was hooked. He'd be trying to draw that penalty by falling down when he felt the stick of Modano in him. And then he went down, and Modano picked it up and went back the other way.
Probably the right call there. No penalty.
You know, Mike, the Penguins are using the boards extremely well in this game so far. They're really trying to stay wide on the North Stars, and rather than trying to skate and make themselves vulnerable to hits, they're just chipping that puck ahead off the board.
Basil McRae up in it, and here come the Penguins now, rushing back towards the Minnesota line. Recchi is hit by Tenorti, hit right in the face. Now he'll turn and come to the bench, and he looks to see if he was cut. He yells at Van Hellemond.
Lemieux was hit in the face right before that.
Shoots it back in, and here's Lemieux, a hit on the play by McRae again. Bureau off the board. Trying to find somebody over. Mark Bureau, and Lemieux lines him up, and he'll hit him hard, and now Bureau puts the glove right back into his face, and play goes on. Samuelson avoids a check by Shane Turner. Here come the Penguins. Lemieux through to center against Tenorti. Down the left wing. He gives it to Recchi. Cutting for the net. And shot! He just missed the goal. He was tripped as he let it go. Around to the right side. Shane Turner giving the puck to Basil McRae at a four-man break for the North Stars. McRae on the right wing. Drop it back to Turla. He shot it. Never got to the goal. And the Penguins just dump it back to center ice. Jimmy Johnson of Pittsburgh retreating to his own end. Johnson ahead now on the play, the center. Coming to the North Stars blue line. Our Penguin blue line. He got into the near wing, and he wraps it off the wood. Back in behind Penguin goaltender Tom Barrasso. Over to Murphy and back around the other way. Bobby Smith is there for Minnesota. He centers it and went off Murphy's stick. Into the near corner. Modano around the horn, and Jimmy Pack played it out of the zone very neatly. Good play by the young rookie. Smith with that puck relays over to Brian Bellows. We played just over 4 minutes here in the second period. Neither team has scored. Modano is hit by Bob Harry and upended. Play goes on, and here's Jaromir Jagr. Oh, he's whacked by Modano, and there'll be a penalty coming up. Back after it'll be Jaromir Jagr. Jagr comes up with that puck. And I just found something out about Minnesota right now. Here on the right side, Ronnie Francis. Francis comes in. He centers it back, and it went to the North Star. I just found something out about him. Modano retaliated. They can't take it when they get it back. And I'll tell you what, if the Penguins continue to do the hitting like Bob Harry did, they're going to put the North Stars in a lot of trouble. 3-1 Pittsburgh here in the second period, and we'll return on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Cruise promo, take 50. Hey, we talk to you every night on the TV. We'd love to meet you in person on the water. Here's how. Carnival Cruise Lines, the Ecstasy, and we'll be doing it January 20th to 23rd, going to Nassau in the Bahamas, sailing from Miami. It's only $5.89 per person, plus port charges, includes all meals and airfare from any city east of the Rocky Mountains. Call 1-800-354-8761 or your local AAA office. Call now, space is limited. You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
I'm telling you, I've got a read on the referees for this series, Paul, and they are not going to call the initial penalties for the most part. They're going to call when they're retaliatory penalties, and they did that just exactly to Modano. Crunched by Bob Airy. Watch him get up. Look at the first black and gold uniform he can find, and that's Yager, and he just crushes Yager with a stick. Broke his stick, or did he?
No, he lost it, but he tried to break it over his hip. Well, Modano, they knew that Modano was one guy who would have a short fuse and would get upset if you hit him. And they wanted to go after him. He's hard to hit, though. He's a pretty good skater. And
I bet he is.
Very difficult to find out there in the ice. Bob Airy found him and probably could have gotten an elbowing penalty.
Penguins' second power play chance. Murphy to the left side to Paul Coffey. Coffey shoots it in behind the net. Casey misplayed it in front, but it comes to a North Star. Unfortunately, they get a break there as he fanned it like a tipped clearing pass, but it comes to a North Star, and they send it up ice.
Bill Muchler of Pittsburgh is our contestant on the Ironman Advantage contest.
Coffey back on for the second time tonight. It goes to Larry Murphy. He's into the North Star zone. Left wing to Lemieux. Looks back for Coffey. Coffey off to Stevens. Banking up the boards to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux's got a lot of hop right now. Lemieux over to Coffey. Right point. Will they shoot it? He goes to Lemieux in the corner, and the pass was too hard. Francis behind the net gets to the puck. Dump it off now to Kevin Stevens. Around behind the goal. Couldn't get it to Lemieux. Good play by Tenori, but he lost the puck to Mario Lemieux again. Murphy's all the way to the right point, and so is Coffey. They got to get somebody to the left side. They're moving to the center point. Lemieux hold it again. Down deep to Stevens. Stevens around the net. Back to Lemieux on the left wing boards. It goes to Murphy. Penguins with 1:10 to go. To Coffey shooting. He can't find the cage. Lemieux put it in front. Casey's got that with his glove. And now Francis hit from behind by Gavin. And Sean Chambers and Kevin Stevens get into a pushing match around that net.
Tenori in there also with a bear hug on Kevin Stevens.
Two big guys giving everything they have and trying to protect their space. Stevens in front of the net and Tenori trying to get him out of there.
You just don't get the feeling that Paul Coffey has the confidence to take that shot from the point. He gets it and he just kind of stands there stationary sometimes and cocks that stick, and he feels that forechecker coming and he just doesn't want to blast it from the point. Mario Lemieux just created a real problem for the North Stars by just flipping that puck into the goal mouth area, and Casey was able to find it.
Penguins lead 3-1 here in the second period. And Recchi on here with Stevens and Lemieux now. As Francis will take a rest, and Coffey goes to the left point. Murphy on the right. And then Tenori is on the bench. They've got Jimmy Johnson and Chris Dahlquist back with Broughton and Gavin as a penalty killer. Face off to the right of John Casey, the Minnesota goaltender. Stevens, Francis, and Lemieux have scored goals tonight for the Penguins.
Broughton and Gavin like to create things offensively when they're shorthanded. You got to watch for them when the puck turns over.
Bouncing puck in the circle, picked up by Lemieux. Spinning over to Murphy, right point. He shoots it quickly, blocked nicely by Dahlquist, the Minnesota defenseman, and they'll wind it up back to center. Coffey back to Lemieux. Quick short pass to Stevens. Penguins are offside.
Must have been Recchi who was offside. It certainly wasn't Stevens.
The linesman again for this championship game. Gordy Brassiker and Kevin Collins. Stanley Cup Finals. Gavin comes off. Talked about him today. A free spirit that he is. Motorcycle rider, pilot. Does a couple of other things.
He looked like a gangster on that. He had a picture of him in the paper today on a Harley. He's got that beard going right now. And it's like Easy Rider.
And Bureau pulls it back to Tenori. Recchi is up in it again. And here comes Mark Tenori, Minnesota defenseman. Rip it back in behind the Penguin net. Barrasso standing tall. Left it behind the goal, but the North Stars over skate, and it'll be Coffey with a good lead pass to Stevens. Look at him go. Coming to the Minnesota line. Left wing Lemieux. Trying to go to Recchi on the right side. Can't connect. Duchesne off to the Coffey. Read the play well. Coffey trying to center. It comes off behind the net to him. Coffey now throw it in front. It went right by everybody, and now Stevens gets involved with Duchesne. Duchesne took a piece of Kevin Stevens, and Stevens, I'll tell you, they've got Stevens that close to lose it a little bit here. And
I wouldn't want to be the guy who he loses it against. Casey whacked Stevens as he came by the net. Duchesne took a shot at him, and the net was dislodged. Duchesne really was aggressive on that last penalty kill. He went in behind the Penguin net.
He's a
to get right after
boy.
Paul Coffey, and Barrasso was back there, and he just dished the puck off to Coffey behind the goal, and two North Stars were trapped as the Penguins came back up ice, but they couldn't make anything happen when they came into the Minnesota zone.
Stevens is driving Casey crazy, and he drove all goaltenders so far in the series that he's played in absolutely nuts, and he's doing the same thing to Casey right now and the North Stars. He has become a dominant force in that power play. This Penguin power play looks as good as it has the whole series, and they haven't scored yet. Their second chance. They are really moving the puck well. And Tenori now and the North Stars won a big face-off there, and they should be able to clear and kill the time. 15 seconds left. The linesman Kevin Collins fell down. Penguins have time for a final rush, and they'll start back towards the Minnesota line. Stevens on the right wing. Dropped it back for Recchi, but it's outside the zone. So the Penguins will fail to score their second power play chance. Both teams 0 for 2. Lemieux is up in it. The puck comes into Minnesota territory. Casey around the boards. Recchi looks over his shoulder. Looks for a man to pass it to, and it's Kevin Stevens. Behind the net, he has Lemieux. Recchi's in front. He dumps it out in front. He fanned on it. It comes to the North Stars, but they can't clear. Now in the near corner, Lemieux's passing has been unbelievable here in this game so far. He is spotting people out of the corner of his eye all night long. Rolled back into the Penguins in. Modano comes on. And a great skater that he is. Roberts will tie him up. Stevens trying to take a piece of Brian Propp and keep him away from the net. He's been on a long time, and here come the Penguins back. Yager trying to feather through to Lemieux, and he can't do it. Propp is up in it. Gordy Roberts getting the puck to Wolf Samuelsson on the left wing to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux to the left wing. Yager hit heavily by Jim Johnson, but the Penguins still in digging for it, and Yager on the boards gets to that puck, and he works it behind the net. Dave Gagne, Minnesota Penguins have some tired troops out here. Lemieux wants to get off. Lifted back into Penguin ice, and Modano and Samuelsson go in, and Modano hitting Samuelsson, knocking down loose back in front of the Penguin goal and clear to the near corner. And Samuelsson coolly played it around. 3-1 the Penguins lead. Wilkinson in deep on the play. Yager's on him. Wilkinson turns. Throw it to the right point to Jimmy Johnson. He'll want to shoot it quickly. He doesn't. Goes off the boards. Gets his own pass back. Johnson now down deep behind the net to Gagne. Centers in front. One by the Propp. Propp gets it forward back in front of the net. Nobody there. Trottier after the loose puck. He can't clear. Modano lost the puck to Gordy Roberts. And the Penguin defenseman finally goes to center to Yager. And Yager's got those great legs. He can keep going all night. He is hit heavily by Jim Johnson. Smashed in the face. Coming to the blue line. Knocked off his skate. Jimmy Johnson with a good check on Jaromir Yager. Loney lining up Johnson. The puck moved back now from center into the Penguins end. And Paul Stan hurries it ahead to Joey Mullen. Mullen comes up trying to get it through to Loney on the left wing. Can't connect on that. The North Stars poke it through to the Penguin zone. Jimmy Packler's in a hurry, and here comes Ronnie Francis. Francis skating well, going down the slot. Then Loney trying to find the puck. Where is it? Up to the corner. And Brian Glenn cannot get it out. Francis hurries over to get it on the left wing side for the Penguins. Good skating by both clubs right now. Loney in the near corner. He's been unbelievable. To the right point, it will go to Stan. Stan found enough fellows, but it carries right to Jim Pack. And Pack, another good play for the rookie. Just very coolly comes over to cut it off before the North Stars can get to it. Stan forcing up into the North Stars in. Brian Glenn, lead pass off Bellows' stick. It was too hard. It caroms behind the Penguin net. 11:09 to go in the second period. 3-1 Pittsburgh. Shot back in front. And it's off Barrasso, and one of the North Stars, Bellows, in front of that goal. Lemieux hit by Tenori. The North Stars have it again. Bellows around the net. Walks out, and he ran right over one of the Penguins. Barrasso included, and play is stopped.
Barrasso's hurt, I think.
Bellows went right in on top of Tom Barrasso from behind as he tried to get to the net. He just did not want to beat an eye. But they do not score. 3-1. Some great hockey here in Minnesota going on. We'll be back on the Penguins Hockey Network.
I think people here go to a Penguins game expecting to see a show. I think they expect to see great entertainment, they expect to see good hockey, but they also expect to come away from there and think, yeah, that was a great time. I had a good time. I went to the Igloo. It was fun.
Once again, the North Stars' ability to kill the Penguins' power play and to give them a little lift, and they've really put some good pressure on in the Penguins' zone. And Bellows walking out of the corner. He's effective at doing that. Ran right over Tom Barrasso, but Troy Loney picked up the puck and got rid of it. Mike, I like how Bob Johnson came right back with Jaromir Yager on the ice after the Penguin power play. In other words, saying, I'm going to keep a guy out there who can still put some pressure on you after the power play's over, rather than letting the North Stars come out there with the offense and trying to take charge and get the lift from killing the penalty. At least keep them honest a little bit.
And that's what the Penguins have. They have that ability to put people out like that.
Right.
They're much more loaded offensively than the North Stars are. Here's Roberts from behind his own net. He slams that one up the right to the ice surface. This will be an icing call against the Penguins. And Tenori will touch it. Well, we've had no scoring here in the second period. 10 minutes and 44 seconds left, but Stevens, Francis, and Mario Lemieux all scored for Pittsburgh in the first period as Kevin Stevens stares on with Randy Gillen in the forefront. Dave Gagne connecting for the North Stars. Mark Bureau coming on the ice now, and he'll be flanked on either side by Mike Modano and Brian Bellows. So a change up here for Bob Gainey as he pulls Churla and Basil McRae off this line with Bureau and puts him out here between Modano and Bellows. And Trottier, Recchi, and Bork for the faceoff. Dahlquist right point, shoots it, never got to the net. Who will get it? The North Stars do. They were trying to go to Bellows, and the pass deflected by Murphy and through to the North Stars line.
And those defensive faceoffs, the Penn's got to start winning some of those, Mike, especially when the North Stars are coming on like they are right now.
Penguins get Lemieux on the ice now with Recchi and Bork, and lead pass through to the Penguin zone, and after Brian Bellows going to take it from a bad angle, shoots it, almost got through Barrasso. It hit his stick and trickled wide of the net. Recchi back on the counterattack. Bork's open left wing. Lemieux's into the zones. Got Bork in his pass right to his skates, and now Lemieux's ran right into the net by Bureau. As he got him from behind, and Bork got hurt on that play too. Lemieux turns over to look and see who had a hold of him going in, and John Casey is hurt. Bureau's the man that forced Lemieux into that cage, and he ran right over little John Casey.
And then he stood over Lemieux as if he did something wrong. And Lemieux was laying along the boards. Casey's going to drag himself back to his skate.
Bureau's aware of what happened because he's talking to John Casey right now.
Lemieux like a freight train coming in, and Bureau basically should have been given a penalty there. It's unbelievable the way they're using the lumber and just taking guys' legs out and doing all the things that they're getting away with. Why not keep doing it if you can get away with it, right? Boy, Recchi collided with Bork.
And Borky took the worst of that. So the wrecking ball wrecks into Phil Bork.
One thing Recchi does very well is get up off his skates when he's going to take a hit and make sure that his body hits the glass. He lets the glass absorb the blow because it'll give rather than taking it along the boards. He knows when he's about to be hit as he comes around the corner to get up off his skates and use that glass to absorb the blow.
John Casey's all right. He's back up at his skates, ready for the face-off in the Minnesota zone. Bob Airy and Yager in the wings. Yager from the draw trying to shoot it. It was deflected. Comes in front of Trottier right there. He shoots, scores! Brian Trottier gives the Penguins their fourth goal to make it 4-1. And you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Oh, Trottier just would not be denied. He was draped over. Still got that shot off and beat Casey, and the Penguins are up 4-1. Ooh, what a shot that was, and a great play by Airy to keep it in. Yager and Airy will get assists on the goal, but the old veteran Trottier comes up big for the Penguins.
Well, Bob Airy just threw it back to the net. Trottier was still there and really coolly was able to beat John Casey.
He just had Casey all over him. He was in so tight. Brought that puck in, and Casey got a part of his leg, but he kept his balance and dumped it in.
A good word. He dumped it into the net.
So Trottier makes it 4-1 Pittsburgh. And for Trottier, his third of the playoffs, and perhaps his biggest. Penguins lead 4-1 now here in Minnesota.
You really felt the Penguins were going to need that fourth goal in this game. Not necessarily to win at 4-3. I'm just saying that a fourth goal in a situation like this is really a big one because the North Stars get that second goal the way they score goals in bunches. And with this crowd here, you didn't want that situation to come up. So the Penguins answered that first goal by the North Stars, and they come back with the next one to make it 4-1.
Look at Yager. Grab the youngster. There's a diverse situation there. 19-year-old rookie Jaromir Yager and the four-time Stanley Cup winner Brian Trottier paired together on the ice after Trottier scored the goal. And Trottier helped make that play by winning the faceoff. It goes to Glenn right side, and he shoots it wide of the Penguin cage. Yager picks it up. Remember, Trottier won the draw, got it to Yager. He shot it, was deflected to Airy, and then put it back in front to Trottier, who was alone behind the defense. Trottier again. Wheel it back to center. And through to the Penguin defenseman Ulf Samuelsson. Right wing to Trottier. Trottier to Yager. Yager moves up in the near corner. I have found one thing about this game. Trottier was hit in one game, but there's so much respect for Brian Trottier. You don't see the North Stars taking pieces of him like they have other players in this series. At least I haven't found that. Stevens trying to shoot it, and that was deflected and hit referee Andy Van Hellemond. He's hurt. Gary Fraser is the backup in attendance tonight. Brian Propp with it. And Van Hellemond trying to get himself righted. He is hurt. He hurt his arm. Drops pass to Sean Chambers coming to the Penguins end. On the right side of Dave Gagne. Gagne has stopped by Jennings, but he can't clear it out. A weak attempt there. It goes behind the goal to Gagne. He centers it out and went right by everybody. And threw down to the North Stars end. They're going to put McRae and Churla out here, and that'll be an obvious thing to try and get the team turned around a little bit. A little spark there with Bobby Smith. They'll be hitting people, and here comes McRae after Larry Murphy. 4-1 the score. The Penguins have the lead, and now it's McRae and Murphy, and just exactly what I talked about. McRae came out, and he's looking for trouble. That's what they're trying to do, is get the team going. And they put those two guys out. They have all the playoff year in similar situations to inspire them. They're down 4-1 with 8:38 to go in the second. Penalties coming up here in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
The people of Pittsburgh are one, as friendly as anywhere in the world, two, as hardworking as anywhere in the world, and that's what they want from their athletes in any sport. Hockey goes along with that. They would love a winner, but they don't necessarily have to have a winner as long as they are getting 100% effort from everybody that plays, from the first guy on the roster down to the 50th guy on the roster. And if the team gives 100% effort, then the people of Pittsburgh enjoy watching them play.
Extra penalty to Basil McRae. Yes, sir. He deserves it. When you come out and initiate stuff like this, you risk taking a penalty. And he had a headlock on Larry Murphy, totally started it, ripped his helmet off.
Let's pick him up, Paul.
A double minor for roughing.
Roughing, I'm sorry.
The penalty is 11:22.
He's got a double minor. Just gave him the extra one.
Double
That's
minor
the price
for
you pay for using guys like that to get you going.
Well, and it's worked for the North Stars. Don't take anything away from them, because they've been able to use it as a not always taking penalties, and being able to spark their club and get it going. This time, though, it doesn't work. McRae takes a double minor, and the Penguins have a power play that really has been very effective tonight, but hasn't scored. 4-1 Penguins here in the second period over the Minnesota North Stars. Pittsburgh trailing the series 2-1, and Coffey pulls back his third shift of the night. And the doctor comes to center red, and he'll drive it into the North Star zone. Right behind the net, Casey will leave it for Mark Tenorti. Tenorti trying to avoid Recchi, tried to clear it, he couldn't. Lemieux and Recchi in deep. Tenorti taking Recchi out of the action. Lemieux comes over to get that puck to the right of the net. Now feeding up to Coffey. He shoots it up the side of the goal. Loose puck. Tenorti going after it against Stevens. And Stevens knocks him down. There'll be a penalty coming up against Kevin Stevens. A holding call.
Stevens is hurt.
Kevin Stevens went down as he grabbed a hold of Mark Tenorti, and he appears to be hurt on the play.
Hurt his knee, I think, in the leg. Dragging himself back up.
Well, now he's got to go to the penalty box. Not sure what happened to him. Lemieux comes over immediately to see how the big guy is.
He says, yeah, I'm all right.
And Stevens goes to the box. So they're at equal strength right now. We'll return. 8:11 to go in the second period. 4-1 Penguins on the Penguins Hockey Network.
And these Penguin Pro Shops are like hockey heaven for Penguin fans. So many great items to choose from. We're going to make it easy for you tonight, because we're going to bring the Pro Shops right to your home. Just call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for these special deals. It's the Penguins Golf Shirt by Gear. Available in black, white, or yellow. It's got the Penguins logo embroidered on the left chest. The price tonight is $36, plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Order tonight and receive a free Mario Lemieux Penguins Report poster, a $5 value. That's the Penguins Golf Shirt by Gear. Also available, the Penguins Turtleneck, large, roomy cut-knit turtleneck of heavyweight cotton polyester that has the Penguins logo embroidered on the neck. The sizes are medium to extra, extra large, white or black. The price tonight, $34.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. And order tonight and receive a Penguins Tasselon cap absolutely free. That's the Penguins Turtleneck. Call 1-800-8-GO-PENS. Mark Tenorti is a big man and protects the puck with that long reach. He was holding Stevens' stick. I don't know about that one.
So now to the left wing, Bob Airy cutting back into the North Star zone, looking for Lemieux in 4-on-4 hockey, but it's intercepted by Bobby Smith, and he returns to Brian Bellows. Smith now going to the Penguins in 2. Bellows shoots it down low, and that's not made by Barrasso. Played out to Erie, and the Penguins, if they hurry, have a chance here in a 3-on-2. Samuelson, Lemieux, and Bob Erie, and here they come. Erie breaks it in the Minnesota end. Down the slot, comes in, shoots it, and that stop made by Casey. I don't think the Penguins realized they had that much open space to work with, and they were a little tardy in getting back up ice. Jimmy Johnson settles it down now. This 4-on-4 situation will be Lemieux now with Joey Mullen. The North Stars will carry to the Penguins end. Brian Glenn way in deep, goes behind the Penguin net. Turns around, looks for Bobby Smith, but the net's dislodged, and now here goes Bellows and Lemieux. And they're all jamming up, and Glenn comes after Mario Lemieux, and goaltender Barrasso's in the middle of it all. Brian Bellows in around that net. Now Lemieux trying to get a handle on somebody. Has been crashing that Penguin cage here in the second period, and Tom Barrasso, for one, is upset with it, and he's after Bellows, and Lemieux took exception to it. And we'll see penalty time issued here, I'm sure.
I think Lemieux is going to end up going to the box.
And they have an extended chat, do Barrasso and Brian Bellows. 4-1 Penguins. Penalty time issued here. We'll be back in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
To win a third cup, I think, is going to be really special for the Penguins, because it will be an opportunity for them to not only redeem themselves for the disappointment of last year, but to also taste something that they maybe started to take for granted. Now they're going to really savor it and realize that just like that, it can all end. And I don't think that they're going to take it for granted ever again. I think they're going to really savor the taste of that champagne that comes from the cup.
Mario Lemieux of the Pens will go in. So will Brian Bellows. And apparently Lemieux gets an extra 2 minutes out of this.
Penalties have been assessed.
Lemieux hit Bellows to clear him from the crease area. Bellows ran into the goaltender Barrasso. Lemieux gave Bellows a shot with the right hand. They traded blows, really. Bellows hit Lemieux back in the face.
The penalties 12:34.
Let's pick him up again.
Interference and roughing minors. Bellows of the North Stars a roughing minor. And the time of the penalties 12:34.
You just saw Glenn take another extra shot at Lemieux too. And he goes off and then gets the extra penalty. Mario Lemieux is going to the. It's unbelievable.
I think Lemieux got 2 roughing calls. 2 minor penalties for roughing at 12:34, and Bellows 1 for roughing. So now the North Stars go to work on the power play. And actually, in 48 seconds, they're going to have a 2-man advantage against the Penguins. If they call timeout, they may have.
All the stuff that goes on around the net.
Will be served by the Penguins number 24, Troy Looney.
No, the other penalty went to Barrasso. Barrasso got a 2-minute minor, as did Lemieux. Four to 1 Pittsburgh. 4-on-3 situation. Power play chance for the Minnesota North Stars. Penguins win a big draw. Gillen did that, and it's ripped back into the Minnesota end. Before this is all done, unless things change, of course, Minnesota's going to have a 2-man advantage. Neil Broughton into the Penguin zone down the left wing. He'll come in. Barrasso looking to get an angle on him. The center point to Glenn. Shoots it. Save made. Rebound. Over to Gagne. Penguins in a triangle right now with Bork, Gillen, and Ulf Samuelsson. Gagne around the net. Played it up Gillen's leg. And it bounces free to center. In 20 seconds, Basil McRae will come on. The North Stars will get a 2-man advantage. Gagne into the Penguins end. He has the only goal in front. Score by Brian Propp.
Boy, Gagne is good with that puck, isn't he? Circled away from Samuelsson, came down the slot. Bork went down to block his centering pass. Propp just going to the net. Made no mistake. Gagne is very, very good at darting in and out with that puck. He's a tough target to get a hold of. Samuelsson backing in, really couldn't do much with him. Propp had good speed going to the net on the off wing and just tapped it past Barrasso.
Well, that's not the worst of the Penguins' problem right now. The goal scored by Brian Propp is 8th of the playoffs from Gagne, but the Penguins are still in 12 seconds going to be shorthanded again. It is the power play goal for the North Stars, only their second in the series. And the Penguins now lead 4-2. And the power play goal will be registered, I believe. I don't know what's going to come out of there.
I don't know what Tom Barrasso did, Mike, and I stand corrected on the Lemieux situation because he didn't give him the extra penalty, but all the stuff that's going on around the net and all the gloves to the face, it's hard to believe that the Penguins had to be put in a situation where they're down by 2 men. With all the things that are going on in this game and have been going on. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Penguins want to find out the exact situation with that penalty time clock and who should be off. And I guess I'm going to have to go through. Stevens says I should be going off. Was he the one that made him short-handed? Well, Norm Green, the owner, is excited. 4-2. Penguins are upset about the way the penalty situation is right now. What man made the situation short? And they better be absolutely right that they make the right call on this. They're confused. The minor officials are totally confused right now. That's the important thing. Forget the crowd. It's just how much time and what penalty is going to be charged against the power play goal. And Van Hellemond, there's enough experience there to be able to work it out. The North Stars, actually the man that made the Penguins shorthanded was Lemieux. His penalty ought to come off of there. If I'm not wrong, if I'm right, his penalty should come off of there. Because Lemieux is the man that made the Penguins shorthanded. And when that penalty is up there, it works against that penalty. And I really believe that the Penguins have a legitimate beef here, that they've got it wrong. And Van Hellemond's now talking to them. And I have a feeling we're going to see a change in the scoreboard clock, and the North Stars will not get this power play. And we're going to find out how much time is left on Stevens' penalty. 11:49, 13:49. Stevens would have.
Well, they just changed the clock. They took Lemieux off.
Yeah, that's out. Lemieux should be off out of the penalty box, I believe. Now it's a determination on how much time is left on Stevens' penalty. Let's see if I'm thinking right here. Well, Lemieux remains in the penalty box. Penguins lead 4-2. Lemieux's going to be in there, so is Stevens. Now they're going to put time left on Stevens' penalty. And remember, Lemieux has the double minor, too, or the minor penalty. And he might be serving. Loney's not in there. I didn't think he was on the ice. And all that altercation took place, serving the penalty for Barrasso. If, in fact, Tommy did get a penalty, because we did not hear them. So bear with us. It's impossible to hear them here. Now Loney is in that. Who's the other man? Murphy's in there. 39 seconds left on that penalty. That should be the. The penalty should be against Stevens.
It says 39 now. It should say 35, I believe.
No, it's not going to say that. 11:49. So with 8:11 left, they got to go to 6:11. 41 is what it should be. Should be 41. I believe it should be 41 seconds left on the Stevens penalty.
I'm reading Stevens' lips. He's saying 24 seconds.
Murphy went in at 11:22. That's why he's in there.
You'd think there'd never been a two-man advantage in the history of the league.
But Murphy was a coincidental minor, and McRae picked up the extra one there. Well, they better make sure it's absolutely right. I think it should be 41 seconds left. And forgive me, I'm doing this off the top of my head and trying to work it out, and I know they're trying to do it too. There's 12 seconds left on the McRae penalty. Well, I'll tell you what, how much time there should be. Take that, 12 with his. 39 seconds. That's what it should be, 39 seconds. That's right. 39 seconds. I'm getting 2. Van Helleman now goes over, and they're going to try and work it out one more time. Stevens' penalty came at 11:49. This is unbelievable because it's killed the... Well, they had momentum, but this crowd is continually streaming here. It's hard to tell whether this will help the Penguins or hurt them. I think it might help them.
I don't know. I think it's going to help the Penguins right now. Some solid penalty killing.
Well, but they're only going to have that penalty left. They've got 39, the player up there. They've got it all confused. I'm not sure where the minor officials are from, and probably better that I don't know. You have enough people in attendance here at a situation like this with all the league people involved, with Brian Lewis and everything, that actually, in all probability, you should have somebody planted right down there in that box for the whole game in the Stanley Cup Finals. You should. You should have an official be down there in that box, supervising everything that's going on. They are still confused. And we've had about a 10-minute delay now over which penalty was to be called and what time should be posted on the board. Maybe this will be the Penguins' answer to B.E. Taylor. Delay.
Trivia question. Who was the last guy to wear number 39 for the Penguins? Look at that number on the board right now. Get the look of Kevin Collins even in this situation.
The feel for them, they get paid to make these decisions and do the job. That's it. I don't have to feel for anybody. Somebody should be there that can work it out and then do what they have to do.
He's got players from both sides telling him how many seconds should be left. And they're coming up with different numbers.
Well, I'm definitely suggesting to you that the league put somebody in the penalty box for the Stanley Cup Finals at least. They're very aware. And you know what? They're not involved in the emotional part of the game. When you're standing by and that's strictly what your job is, to make sure that all works, you do that job and you do it very well. It's where you get into a problem like this where you have so many different things going on, and I feel for Andy Van Helleman. I do feel for them. I really do. Because they don't have any kind of guidance. They got to figure out everything that did happen before.
They're worried about the game on the ice. That's what an official timekeeper's for.
That's right. And, you know, I mean, there should be a little guidance there, too. You don't want to make a mistake in that situation, especially when you're battling for the Stanley Cup. And here comes Mark Tinordi down the right wing. Madonna moves into the Penguins' end. Still a power play now for the North Stars. They have another opportunity. Not much time to go, though. 18 seconds to go. Center point. Tinordi over to the right side to Mike Madonna. 4-2 the score. Madonna pulls back. Swing it down deep behind the net to Gagne. Over to Neil Broughton. Samuelson just hammered Prop. It comes to Tinordi, left point. Shoot it towards the net. Blocked by Samuelson. And the Penguins get it out. They can't. They go to the right wing corner to Madonna. 2 seconds to go on the penalty. And here comes Stevens on. He was the man that was on there. Shot by Tinordi. That's blocked. Picked up and drilled towards the net. Now off a leg, and it comes to Mike Madonna. Glenn breaks in deep in the play. They try to pass it to him. It went beyond him. Glenn moves to the corner now. 4-2 hockey game with 5:58 to go here in the second period. And play is whistled down. And we'll take a timeout. 5:55 to go. 4-2. The Penguins lead here in the second on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jaromir Jagr, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And you. They're going to put you all in the movies. Be in the crowd on September 29th, October 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 10th for the shooting of the major motion picture Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I think you plan too far ahead.
Make your plans in advance to join the crowd scenes at the arena. Free food and drink and lots of prizes. Lights, camera, and action.
Be fair to you folks, I don't know all the penalties that were issued when Lemieux went off at 12:34, and there's a shot in the left point by Glenn to stop wide and high on the net and picked up by Jimmy Pack. Leave it ahead to Senator Brian Trottier. Trottier to Recchi coming down the slot. He tries to turn around. Tinordi runs him out of the boards and takes him out of the play. That's Chambers that did that. Knocked his helmet off. Now Recchi still working the corner, trying to get himself free. Chambers all over him. Recchi and Bob Airy are in. Two of the smaller guys of the Penguins, but they do come away with the puck. And Airy turns around. He's up in it. Recchi gets the puck. He has Crotty in the corner, trying to give it to him. Chopped away by Chambers of the Penguins with good pressure right now. Stan put it up in the air, knocked out of the atmosphere to the blue line. And outside the line, the Penguins shoot it in. And the North Stars went on the deliberate offside here, called against the Penguins.
When was the last time you saw that call? Not called very often.
I have to assume that Lemieux. Now here he comes off now. Lemieux's coming off over to the Penguin bench. 12:34, 14:34. So he had to wait for a whistle to come on after his. That's why he stayed on there on the minor penalty that he picked up. On the second minor, it had to be that he got a double minor, Paul. That's the only way it could have been, because if he was the man that was shorthanded, so it had to be that Lemieux picked up a double minor, or he was serving Barrasso's penalty. That's the only thing, and I don't know. So all of you at home, all you're worried about right now is it's 4-2 Pittsburgh. So forget about the rest of it, and that's the score. And here we go. Final 5 minutes coming up here with the second period.
Look in the box score tomorrow under penalties, and you'll see it all laid out there for you.
Steal by Gaetan Duchesne. Duchesne forced it out to Tenorti. Tenorti cuts with the net. He went behind. The net's dislodged again. Somebody knocked it off. Tenorti screaming at Van Hellemond that Barrasso, and I saw Barrasso reach back with his right elbow and I think knock it off the mooring.
I love it. Look at Tommy, got his head down.
We've seen it not only on the end of the Penguins, but also on the other end with Casey.
I love Barrasso's reaction. Tenorti came around the corner with that puck. Churla went to the net, whacked Barrasso, and he leaned right back into that cage.
See his right elbow? And they're looking for any edge. They're going to have to do something. I think they'll have to sit down at the end of this year and try and solve that problem, which is been another thing that the league has to worry about.
What a game, huh? Well, face-offs make important again. I mean, I don't want to keep harping on it, but these defensive draws, when you're trying to protect a lead, are huge.
4:58 left in the second period, and this time Bureau won the face-off. Left point, it comes to Tenorti. Over to Churla. Churla couldn't shoot it. Brody Roberts of Pittsburgh bangs it down the boards and up into the North Star zone. This will be an icing call against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they'll bring it back. I had the pleasure last night of doing the Myron Cope show last night. A fan called in and wanted to know about who would be on the Stanley Cup. And according to what we've been told here tonight, players that have played 40 games with the Penguins during the course of the year and were on the roster prior to the trading deadline, and or a player that plays a game in the finals would be included in that on the list. Jimmy Pack right now, if the Penguins win the Stanley Cup, would be on the Stanley Cup. His name would be anyway. He wouldn't be. And that all comes about. I talked to Scotty Bowman, and here on the right side, remember Don Orey, who played with the Penguins for a while, played 70-something games with the Canadians one of the years they won the Cup, and got injured with 3 games to go in the season, never played at all. Here the North Star centering, and it went right to Ron Francis. And he shoots it ahead back to center. Never played a game all the way through the playoffs in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they never put his name on the cup. Down the left wing. So they changed the rule, I believe, in that instance. And here to center, Gagne. Cut away from a check by Joey Mullen. Dave Gagne working his way to the Penguins end. He's been a big gun tonight for the North Stars. It was open. He shoots it. Never got to the goal. Picked up by Tenorti, though. Tenorti slammed it wide as he fell down. Jennings trying to clear the area for the Penguins. And up it goes to the blue line. The North Star's coming on right now. Brian Propp hooked from behind by Samuelson. Tenorti's got the biscuit. Shooting on the backhand. And Jennings very coolly cleared it away, but not out. Now Madonna can't make the play, and he whacks Jennings from behind. Jennings looks to the referee, Van Hellemond. Down the left wing, Stevens. He's back in. Goes to Francis. Man open right side. Mullen takes it off his skates, and he can't shoot it. Now Francis couldn't do it. Madonna goes back. Here, knocked down is Francis from behind the play. And the puck at center ice. Dahlquist colliding with Kevin Stevens. Brody Roberts pushing over to Mario Lemieux. He's into the North Star zone. 1-on-1. And he drives it off the side of the net. He got to go. Tenorti turned Lemieux around. Bobby Smith of Minnesota.
Don't let him get rolling.
Here comes the left side against Larry Murphy. Centers it right in front off Barrasso. Dolan can't shoot it. Bobby Smith will try, and he backhands it wide. Jimmy Johnson in deep. They're battling for every inch out here, these two clubs, and Brian Bellows.
North Stars have really had the better of the play for quite some time.
He goes to Johnson. He shoots it. Stopped by Barrasso, and he falls down on top of that loose puck. And Murphy belted Brian Bellows after the whistle sounded, and I think Murphy will get a penalty here. Well, the North Stars trying to cruise back into this hockey game. And they trail by 2. Was it Murphy or Barrasso that whacked Bellows?
Barrasso was down on top of the puck. And Murphy had one of the North Stars from behind in a headlock, I believe. Boy, that puck came off a skate and bounced right back out to Barrasso. Dolan was right there trying to deflect that puck in. He couldn't get his stick on it, but it went off his skate and back out. Tommy fell down on top of the puck, and Murphy took a penalty. The Penguins are in a defensive posture again. They are up by 2 goals. They're in that protect the lead mode. And they may have to get back a little bit to playing the way they played when they got the lead. They're getting the puck in their own end and just kind of dumping it out. And now they have to kill a penalty again. But they were faced with a similar situation towards the end of the first period. The North Stars were able to score a power play goal.
I think this is the North Stars' 6th power play chance. That's unofficial right now. They're 1-4-5. And here they are on the attack again with a man advantage. 3:01 to go in the second period. And they'll drop that puck in the Penguin zone. It'll squirt free. Tenorti at the left point comes up with it. Shoots it towards the net, and it's stopped by Barrasso. Now to the right of the goal, and it's picked up and held by the Penguin goaltender. And Samuelson's hit on the play by Brian Propp after the whistle sounded.
Andy Gillen fighting for space. Samuelson really crushed Brian Propp. Knocked his helmet off. Look at that. That's on the replay screen here, too. All the fans reacted to it. Samuelson took a dive.
Gagne flipped it over to the left wing boards. The North Stars won another face-off, and that's what Paul was talking about. They've done pretty well in that department again tonight. Here's Propp at the left wing corner, cutting behind the Penguin goal. Sends it to Fred Bellows right there, and he can't shoot it. He had him in the skates. Gillen poked it away. Big moment there. Randy Gillen made a big defensive play. Bellows could not shoot it. Here's Gagne, right side, over to Madonna. Back to Dave Gagne. Gagne drills it the net. Soft made. Rebound. Picked up by the Penguins, Randy Gillen, and he brings it off the ice to take the heat out of a hot kitchen.
It's important, man. The goaltender makes the first save, and somebody there to get the rebound. No second chances.
A minute 20 to go on the penalty to Larry Murphy. Madonna scooting through now to the Penguins end down the left wing. Comes in against Paul Stanton. Stanton turns around and takes it off his stick, and he clears it away. Another penalty coming up against the Penguins. Chambers will be back. It'll be a 2-man advantage.
Unbelievable.
Casey comes off, and Chambers right into the Penguins end, and Stanton shoots it. He got possession. High stick is the call against Bob Airy.
That's one thing the Penguins didn't need. Bob Airy hooked Modano off his skates in the corner.
The Penguins, number 12, Bob Airy, for hooking at 18:56. Airy hooking at 18:56.
I'm going to go back. Ronnie Francis in front of Van Helleman, and I'm not here to be critical of. He just jammed him with a stick and flipped him up in the air earlier, about 3 or 4 minutes ago, before this all happened. Nothing was called. All right, the Pens will have to bear down, and they'll have a tough tour here. The North Stars with a 2-man advantage. Gagne into the near boards. Left point to Broughton. Look out. Broughton right side man there. Madonna shoots it, and it was blocked. Gagne's got the rebound. He goes behind the net. Penguins in a triangle now. They put it in front. Knocked aside by Gordy Roberts. Roberts, Samuelson, and Mark Recchi. To the right point to Madonna. Madonna shoots, score. And you can't say one word, or you're going to go to the box again. You can't say anything. shot by Mike Modano.
He can really tee it up. He's got a fantastic slap shot.
His 8th of the year on a 2-man advantage. A power play goal makes it 4-3.
It was a rising shot.
Grant Jennings barking at referee Van Helleman. Penguins can't be happy. They just can't be happy with it.
They haven't taken the penalty off the clock yet, and they haven't put the North Stars' 3rd goal up yet on the scoreboard.
They still have another power play to work on. It's a 5-on-4 right now. So they've scored 2 power play goals in the period. And they're working on another opportunity here. Bob Aries penalty with 1.5 minutes to go. Gagne wheels his way down the right wing into the Penguins' end. Lemieux trying to clear, and he does. Up to Phil Bourque. They'll blast it up into the Minnesota zone. 4-3 the score now. Pittsburgh leading Minnesota. And what's the call now? Penalty against the Penguins again, apparently. For what? Too many men on the ice, or what's the call going to be?
Roughing call. It's against Minnesota, I believe.
Dave Gagne. I think is going to be sent off here.
Oh, boy. It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
1850.
The Penguins moving the puck up ice when that penalty occurred. This is Modano's goal, which was a blast.
Minor penalty on Minnesota's number 15, Dave Gagne, for roughing. Time of the penalty, 18:50.
Kind of leaning left on that. Boy, he really whistled that puck up into the upper right-hand corner.
18:50 the time of this penalty to Dave Gagne. They'll be at equal strength. That won't help the Penguins at all. And with 1:10 to go. And the North Stars, if I'm not mistaken, have had the last 4 power play chances in this hockey game. They've come back now to make it a 1-goal game. Proppe has the only score for the Penguins here in this period, but Brian Propp and Mike Modano both on power plays, one on a 2-man advantage, and here's Jim Johnson moving the puck to center to Bobby Smith. Smith down the right side, 4-on-4 hockey, cuts for the net against Coffey, and he shoots it. That's stopped and picked up now by Barrasso. Coffey's out here in a 4-on-4 situation. First time he's been allowed to do that by Coach Bob Johnson.
Bobby Smith's eyes lit up on that one. He went right after Coffey, tried to drive him deep, and he did. Cut in front of Barrasso. And almost scored. But Smith really is good at coming in on that off wing, and he's got that reach. He's able to protect the puck. He turns the corner extremely well. He is very dangerous coming down that right side.
Bellows is the man that almost scored on this on the rebound. Watch.
Yeah, Barrasso snatched it out of the air. Tommy lost control of the puck for a moment. Oh, my. You're not kidding. That thing was right out there for him to bat into the net. Coffey will take a seat.
Left point here is Glenn shooting and gloved again by Barrasso.
Oh, these faceoffs are killing the Pens right now.
They are getting beat time after time after time. They can't win one. 52 seconds left. And it's allowed the North Stars to really creep back in contention because they won faceoffs on power play opportunities. Francis comes on. He's going to get the assignment to try and win one.
By the way, Lemieux was dumped behind the play here by Jimmy Johnson and nothing was called.
Pittsburgh leading 4-3. Here's the face-off to Jim Johnson. Again, they won another one. And it'll be Ron Francis controlling the mail. Puts it up, delivers it to the North Star zone, but Bobby Smith stops it. He'll get it over to Brian Bellows. In 43 seconds, Pittsburgh will get a brief chance in the power play against Minnesota. Johnson now coming in. Lemieux takes it away from him. Outlet pass now to Ronnie Francis, and a Penguin rush into the North Stars end. Gordie Roberts pulls back. Lemieux goes to the net. Bellows is all over him, so he just dumps it in as Roberts behind the goal.
Casey should have shot the puck to the net there, Gordie.
Slams it over to Brian Glenn. Glenn now to the right wing to Jimmy Johnson. Right wing to Bobby Smith. Smith comes down. He'll shoot at long range, and Barrasso down to his skates to make the save. Keeps the puck in motion. Pittsburgh getting ready here for a power play. And it'll be Larry Murphy shooting the puck, but it's not going to happen, of course, until the third period. It will carry over. Well, the Penguins hold on. They had a 3-1 lead through 1, and now through 2. The score, the Penguins 4, Minnesota 3, here on the Penguins Hockey Network.